Holi. Hampi. Hampi. Holi. Holy cow, two of my favorite things about India at the same time. After hopping around southern India, I started going up the other coast by train. I had heard about this magical hippie hideaway called Hampi, and I knew I had to check it out. Hampi is a village in a temple town that has been frozen in time. Back in its heyday, this was one of the richest and largest cities in the entire world. Nowadays, not so much. Hampi is a chilled out little hippie town with religious roots and is one of the most laid back UNESCO World Heritage Sites I've ever seen. Electricity is spotty and the pace of life is super slow. We rented a motorbike and went to Kamalapur Lake. Hampi is hot, like desert hot, and there is no air conditioning in these parts, so going to the lake is your best bet of cooling down in the hot sun. Which is exactly what we did. So instead of biking or walking, renting a motorbike or even taking a rickshaw is definitely the way you want to go. If you're lucky, you could even make a new friend. Everyone at some point should befriend a goat or a floppy-eared water buffalo. The ride is enchanting, with fluorescent green grass sprouting from red rock. We cruised through a village of clay and straw houses before turning the corner to find this. An oasis from the suffocating heat. And then this happened.
No, get on your side.
Taking up the whole road, shit!
Yeah, we almost got run off the road by a van. That would have sucked. And then, not even seconds later, this guy ushers us in.
Thank you, that's...
That nice place and might be going there 10 people, tourists.
That's India for you. 1 second she tries to kill you, and the next she shows you her best spots for free.
How is it?
The lake is super chill. The water is perfect temperature, and it's a great way to spend the day. But we weren't the only ones with that idea. We shared the spot with some backpackers and locals alike. This is Hampi. It feels almost suspended in time. In the heat, seconds take hours, and no one seems to mind at all. Yeah, it's definitely my kind of place. Not to mention, it was so fun. But eventually we headed back to town. Life here is simple, and it's probably one of my favorite places in India, if not the entire world. There's very little electricity or running water, and it's rural. There's just a really good feel to it. I ended up spending over a week in Hampi, just watching the time pass. And cows pass. I watched a lot of cows pass too. There are tons of ruins to explore in Hampi, but probably the most well-known is the Hanuman Temple, also known as the Monkey Temple. Yes, I know, again, me and monkeys and a temple. But this time it wasn't me starting problems.
No, why not?
They'll bite, and then you have to get rabies shots.
Yeah, so while Alex was in a stare down with that monkey, this guy tried to grab my iPhone out of my pocket. I cannot escape this.
They're such assholes. They like really are. One of them tried to steal my GoPro and oh my god, this is so beautiful. I actually have it all on tape of me fighting with a monkey.
Red and green dotted views distracted from even the funniest travel stories, and we weren't even halfway up. You climb 570 steps all the way to the tippy top of this whitewashed temple. And the views keep on getting more and more epic the higher you go. It's breathtaking.
600 steps.
Yeah.
As in, it steals every bit of your breath.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. We're gonna make it.
At the very top, you can leave the temple area and climb out onto these red rocks. There were monkeys, of course, but for once, they kept to themselves. They were actually kind of cute. It's pretty unreal. We timed our climb to be up around sunset, which is the most romantic time to be around. There were couples laying on the rocks together, taking in the view. A family even lit off a paper lantern into the sunset. Even the monkeys seemed mesmerized. so, so pretty. We spent the next day exploring the other many ruins around Hampi. It had the same Indiana Jones feel as the Angkor temples in Cambodia, but these were abandoned. Most of the day it was really just me and my friend on our motorbike and the very few groundskeepers that were paid to maintain the temples. It was super cool. One of my most memorable days in Hampi and all of my travels was celebrating Holi. Holi is the Hindu festival of spring, and it celebrates love and the gratitude for a good harvest. It started as a bonfire years ago to symbolize the triumph of good over evil, but over the years it's evolved into this huge, colorful mess. It's full of powdered color, live music, and general amazingness. Hampi in particular for Holi is a mix of backpackers and locals. So we spent a lot of our time buying powder for the little kids and getting in epic color wars with everybody else. One of the greatest things about Holi is that it breaks down the barriers between tourists and locals. For one day, we were all running around collectively with the mission to get as much colored powder on each other as possible. We had kids lifted up on our shoulders, we were forming alliances with local teenage boys, we were ducking into local shops and the shopkeepers were not letting people know that we were there. It was so fun. The main part of the festival was right in front of Pakasha Temple, which is one of the most ancient and impressive temples in Hampi. The temple area was a war zone. No one was safe. Everyone got covered in paint. It all became this huge purple and blue mess. Luckily though, there was a river right down the steps of the temple where everyone could wash off after the festivities. It was awesome, like really, really magical. But after Holi, it was time to continue back up the coast up to northern India. Coming up next is Dharamshala.
Very hard at work.
Subscribe now for new videos every week, and thanks for watching!